Alright, so my name is Anthony, as you can see right there, and I'm actually new to the Subaru community, I guess. You'd see, I just bought a 2002 Subaru WRX, right here. Kind of beat up, it's got 147,000 miles, which is not bad. Only problem is I'm getting a couple codes with it that I've been trying to fix. And so I'm going to bring you guys along for the diagnosis process as we do this. So, basically, I think what we're going to do, fuel pressure test. Fuel system here in the back, we got the fuel tank and all the lines back there, but we're only focused on the front here because this is where we're going to do the test. I don't know if you can see this, but here we got the main lines coming in, and some of these are actually return lines as well, but we're not too worried about these. So the fuel comes in on one of these lines, and it actually happens to be this bottom one right here. I don't know how well you can see this. And this bottom one goes to hose 2. As you can see here, hose 2 is the fuel delivery hose A, which is going to be this hose. Then it goes here into the fuel filter, number 6. You can see fuel filter, and then it comes out, goes into number 9 here, which is fuel delivery hose B. So, I've been setting up, and I have all those lines here. Okay, so we have the 3 lines coming in and basically going out. This top line, this one is going to be the evap hose. So this is where all the fuel vapors go. This is basically the emission system right here, so we're not too worried about this one right now. This middle one, I don't know how well you can see here, but this middle one is actually the return hose. And then this very bottom one, which actually comes out the bottom here and comes into the fuel filter, this is the system that we want to tap into. So here it comes up. This is fuel delivery hose A, which we don't need to tap into that one. It's actually easier to go into hose B. We got the fuel delivery hose A right here, goes into here like this, goes down into the fuel rail and feeds injectors. This is what we're going to be tapping into. But before you do any of that, it is necessary that you disable the fuel relay, which on these cars is kind of a pain in the butt to get out. So we'll see if I can show you guys. But here is what the connector looks like for the relay. It's under the right side of the dash. You don't have to take anything apart, but it's that white connector way back there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's the white connector back there. And that's where this plugs into. You disable that. Okay, and then open this and take the cap off. Take it off, and then you want to go and sit down and crank the engine until it stops, until it's just cranking. So that relieves the fuel pressure. So that's kind of the main things that you want to do before you start disconnecting these lines. That way, when you do disconnect it, you don't get sprayed fuel everywhere. Here on the floor, we have a fuel tester kit right here. Kind of broken, the lid is at least. It says fuel pressure test kit. I got this, rented it from O'Reilly's actually. We got the pressure gauge here. This goes and connects to the fuel line, and then this is the relief valve right here. This just relieves pressure, kind of resets the whole gauge basically. So we'll take that out, and then the connectors that we'll be using is, we're going to be using this hose right here. It comes with 2 hoses, but we'll be using this hose, and then we'll be using this T adapter here. Plug this into the hose, and so let's see how we're going to be able to do this with one hand. Set you guys down, but we got the T adapter here. And we got the hose, we're just gonna slide this on here like that, make sure it's nice and tight. Then we'll stick this end actually into here. slide that on there, and then we'll slide the other end of the T adapter into the actual fuel delivery hose B. Slide that slide that on there, and just tighten the clamp. And you may have noticed I didn't put any clamps on these. That's because the fuel tester kit was supposed to come with them, but it did not. So I'm going to improvise, and I'm just going to use some pliers. Probably isn't the best way, but it'll do for now, hopefully. Fingers crossed nothing goes wrong. Okay, twist this around like that. Clamp. Oh, not tight enough. Let's see. Clamp there. This is our kind of jank setup that we have going on here, but as you can see, fuel delivery hose A goes through fuel filter, fuel delivery hose B. We got our tap right here, T, and then connects into the fuel rail, so that should be all connected. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna go put this back. Gonna grab the fuel filter, or not the fuel filter, the fuel pressure gauge. I'm gonna set you guys down again. Again, I don't know how well y'all can see. Okay. And we're just gonna screw this on here. Nice and tight. So it's screwed on here. We're gonna take this and we're actually gonna put it on the windshield so that we can see the reading. Basically, I'm gonna show you what we got now. Again, coming through fuel hose A, through the fuel filter, fuel hose B. Got our tap here. The gauge is connected. Got these to clamp it on, and it goes into the fuel rail. Here's our gauge. I kind of wrapped it through here, and I was trying to get it to stay on the windshield, but that's the best we got. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go plug in the fuel pump relay real quick. Plug that in. Actually, let's close the gas cap first. I think most people know how to do that. Okay. Gas cap is closed. Gotta come open the door and plug in the fuel pump relay. Alright, fuel pump relay is plugged in. Alright guys, moment of truth. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna get in the car and we're gonna crank the engine. Well, actually, we're not gonna crank the engine yet. It's kind of hot now. Okay, so we got our fuel gauge here. There's the fuel gauge. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the key in. Now, let me see if I can position you guys to see what's gonna happen. So we're gonna put this into accessory mode and let the fuel pump go. Okay. So basically we are 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're about at 42 right now. And so what I'm actually starting to notice, I'll show you guys now. But the gauge is dropping slowly. So that could be an indication that there is a leak somewhere, but I don't know if you can see that. Now we're getting below 40. So when I turned it on, the fuel pressure went up to about 44-ish. Put it in accessory mode, and now I'm letting it sit. It looks like it's still going. And we'll compare our readings later. So it's at 38, it's going down, it's going to be at 34 pretty soon. That our lines aren't leaking. That doesn't seem to be the case. Now what we're going to do, push in the clutch, and and we're gonna start it up and we'll see what the gauge reads while it's running. Alright, so it's running now. Let's go ahead and take a look. So the pressure seems to be at 40. So we're actually gonna put this here, and what we're gonna do is the throttle body's right here, and I'm gonna rev it up and we're gonna watch the pressure. So basically what I'm thinking right now is that our fuel pressure while it's running is okay. Don't actually seem to have any problems there, which is good. It's just only when it's left in accessory mode. So it's not on, it's just left in accessory mode. That's when it seems to be leaking down. The farthest I seen it go was 34. As you guys saw, it went from about 42, 44 psi down to 34. So, you know, it dropped 10 psi in a couple minutes. So that isn't great, which could be causing misfire. I'm not 100% sure. So it's always a good idea to look up the OEM specifications. Always make sure that you know what lines you're going to go into. And that's why, you know, I printed out the fuel chart right here in the diagram for fuel lines, so we knew what we were tapping into. But yeah, as for this video, I think that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching, and this is my first video, so if you liked it, if it was helpful to you guys at all, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button as well. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for now, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.